Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Shreya Dhondiyal. As always, it is very good to see you. What began as a press conference in Norway's capital, Oslo, has now mutated into a full-blown debate in India on press freedom. The opposition is accusing the Prime Minister of degrading India's image and running away from questions. This, ladies and gentlemen, on a day when the Prime Minister was honoured with Norway's highest civilian honour, the Grand Cross. This also on a day when the Prime Minister walked away after his joint briefing with the Norwegian Prime Minister without taking questions from the press there. It was here, and let's put those pictures out. It was here that a journalist with a small Oslo-based newspaper lobbed a rhetorical question at the Prime Minister. She shouted, "Why don't you take some questions from the freest press in the world?" Now, this moment, ladies and gentlemen, quickly went viral and lit a fire in the opposition camp in India. First, take a look at where exactly it started.
Prime Minister Modi, why don't you take some questions from the freest press in the world? Prime Minister Modi, why don't you take some questions from the freest press in the world? Prime Minister Modi, why don't you take some questions from the freest press in the world? Prime Minister Modi, why don't you take some questions from the freest press?
That moment, ladies and gentlemen, was classic performative confrontation. In fact, Ling herself admitted that she wasn't expecting an answer from the Prime Minister. Then she pulled out the World Press Freedom Ranking, where Norway is #1 and India is 157, and said as a journalist based out of Norway, it was her job to question powers that Norway cooperates with, in this case, India. All very well. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to argue that India has the freest press in the world, but the way the rankings are decided is problematic as well, given the fact that its sample size is very, very small, just 18 NGOs and 150 respondents. Anyhow, to get back to Miss Hell, whose little-known newspaper has only about 14,000 subscribers, the principles she expressed were lofty, but the moment was clearly designed for virality, and it did its job. But then came the press conference of the MEA with a special invite to hell. She came and this time decided to heckle Indian diplomat Sibi George, who was conducting this press conference. Take a look at what happened.
I am wondering, as we strengthen our partnership, why should we trust you? Can you promise that you will try to stop the human rights violations that goes on in your country? And also, will the Prime Minister start taking critical questions from the Indian press at some point in the future?
India has, the numbers which you see on your phones, it is originated in India. Shunya, zero, originated in India. Chess originated in India. So we are proud of that civilization. Yoga, which the world admires today, it originated in India. India had epics and books. Let me answer the question. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. You ask me a question, please. The whole world had suffered from COVID. What did we do? We didn't hide in the cave. We didn't say that we don't help the world. We came out offering helping hand to the world. That brings trust.
But ladies and gentlemen, by the time this press conference was conducted, Hele was already viral in India, with the opposition amplifying her voice and questioning the unquestioning nature of the Indian media. Rahul Gandhi said a panicked and compromised Prime Minister was running away from questions, and this actually downgrades India's global image. This is what Rahul said in a tweet. Hit job, apart from calling the Congress lunatic and the journalist in question delinquent. And
our Prime Minister had a system of interacting with the media at home and also abroad. Questions were not being fixed in advance. We don't understand this tradition. 12 years the Prime Minister has not addressed a single press conference.
नॉर्वे में एक पत्रकार ने नरेंद्र मोदी जी से सवाल क्या पूछ लिया, वो तो ऐसा दुम दबाकर भागे मानो उनके पीछे भूत लग लिया हो। इस देश का मीडिया अगर मोदी जी से पेट्रोल, डीजल, एलपीजी के दामों और उसकी किल्लत पर सवाल पूछ ले तो मोदी जी की क्या हालत होगी। लेकिन मोदी जी को इसका भय नहीं है, क्योंकि यहाँ मीडिया थोड़ी है, यहाँ तो चरण चुंबक हैं।
Very soon after, Rahul Gandhi, in a very frustrated tweet, spoke about Prime Minister Modi ji's visit in Norway. This resentful expression by Rahul Gandhi only exposes his deep-seated insecurity and complex about Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji.
Stupidity has no limits. That applies to Mr. Rahul Gandhi very clearly. I mean, a stupid journalist asking question after the joint declaration without following the protocols, and then she tweets that the Prime Minister does not answer, and he repeats that.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, the debate continues. Was Hele, and I hope I'm getting her name pronunciation right, was Hele heckling journalism or was it activism? She clearly had orchestrated the performative confrontation to gain some attention. Why did the MEA and the opposition bother even responding to her? Or has Ling actually touched upon a raw nerve, that is the freedom of press in India? Those questions to my guest this evening, Tushar Gupta. Just to tell our viewers, the BJP is not speaking on the issue. Yes, those soundbites have been given. They have been invited to the show, but they have declined the invite. They say they are not speaking on it. Tushar Gupta, thank you very much for joining us. Good evening. Sujata Pandey, political analyst, thank you very much. Good evening to you as well. Both Tushar and Sujata Pandey on Team Modi this evening. Nikat Abbas is a Congress spokesperson joining us on the broadcast, and Advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Both batting for Team India, and by Team India I mean Team INDIA, because all of us, 5 of us put together, are Team India here. Tushar Gupta, can I ask you why the Prime Minister has decided not to take questions not just in Norway, but even in the Netherlands? There are questions being raised there about the Indian Prime Minister walking out of joint briefings, their Prime Minister is taking questions, but the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, is not taking questions.
This is not unnatural. There are certain press briefings where one leader, one visiting leader does not take questions. I don't know why Prime Minister is being singled out as if this is an exception. However, what my problem is that the way this entire stunt was performed, this entire episode was choreographed. This was a professional heckler. I mean, 2 weeks ago, she was reviewing pizzas on TikTok, and 2 weeks later, she wants an interview with the Prime Minister of the biggest democracy in the world. Is this a joke really going on? You know, the way she was conducting herself, the way she was interrupting the MEA briefing, the way she was ordering them to answer her questions, the way she was asking, how can we trust India? If she doesn't want to trust India, she can take it up with her government. It's her problem. It's not our problem. If she has trust issues with 140 crore people of India, she's free to take it up with her government. But I'm sure her government also doesn't take her seriously. It's people in India, especially the ones representing Rahul Gandhi, who are making a hero out of her. But here's the fun part. Even when she was addressing Rahul Gandhi on Twitter, she was saying, you need to give me a time which is suitable for me to interview you. I mean, look at this kind of, this white supremacy or what kind of, superiority complex or whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
But this professional heckler, I mean, she's not worthy of a response. The Prime Minister did the right thing, the NA did the right thing, and she's exposed herself by her own actions, walking out while an answer is being given. She's exposed herself, and she should probably go back to reviewing pizzas.
Okay.
She's not fit to call herself a journalist mentally even.
Okay, so here's my counter question to you. See, what happened at the MEA presser is definitely heckling, right? And that wasn't journalism, that was activism. But when she lobbed a question at the Prime Minister, that was journalism. Asking questions to the powers that be is journalism, right?
No, it's not. You have been to such briefings, Shreya. You have more experience than all of us put together. There's a protocol. I have worked with a small media agency for 6 years of my life. If you're going into this briefing, there is a way, there is manners. You raise your hands, you ask a question. You address the visiting leader with some sort of respect. You do not shout, "Oh, what do you have to say to the freest press in the world?" The freest press of the world doesn't mean the most illiterate and ill-mannered press of the world. However, this lady wants to conduct herself like that. Absolutely no manners. This is not her friend she's following across the classroom. This is a dignitary, the leader of 140 crore people. So probably she needs to get a protocol, her mannerisms in order. Only then her question will be entertained. It's that simple.
Okay. Then, Sujata Pandey, my question to you will be, as someone who's on Team Modi, why did the MEA even bother addressing her directly on Twitter and inviting her for this press conference? Now, just to tell all of our viewers, this press conference was always supposed to be held, right? It was pre-decided. But a special invite goes to her. Why? Why are we looking for Western validation? Why do we need to explain ourselves?
No, it was not a Western validation. I think it was to expose her, which she did very well by walking out of when the questions were getting answered. Now let's understand the context, because context will give you the evidence. First of all, her Twitter account, which was not active, it just got active, got verified. Then she has written a lot of pieces on China, where the country with the highest number of human rights violation. The Uyghur Muslims are not even allowed to have namaz. There is no mosque. Nothing is, we have seen how they have been handled, and she has written piece after piece praising Jinping. Not a one article on India or how Indian democracy is vibrant and how it votes year after year, and the people keep on electing, in spite of all the narratives that goes in. We have got 3, presidents and vice presidents from the minority community. We have got prime minister from the minority community. So nobody teaches 1.4 billion people our democracy and the press freedom index. And press freedom index, Shreya, you know it well, where the funds raised, what kind of sample sizes taken, how is it the press freedom, the hunger index, all of this is done to create a narrative, to create the hierarchies of the Western world. This is not, these were never meant to suit us, India, or the rising power of the Southwest Asia. Now, let's come into the context of this, that why did you call it? You see, the MEA had a right, because this was all, like you said, it was already planned. She, along with the other journalists, came in. And
No, Sujata ji. Sujata ji.
No.
She was sent a special invite on Twitter.
No. Twitter is not a special place to be sent an invite. Because she was accusing of not answering, and at the time when this was not even a press briefing, it was just, this was not a question answer session. And you see how only Modi is being targeted. The Norway Prime Minister also did not answer question.
Madam, fake news na phailai.
That is diplomatic.
Madam, fake news na phailai. He answered questions from Norwegian journalists and later from Indian journalists as well. I have friends who are covering the event, so I know.
No, so I also know it was not a question answer session, how she was trying to do. When Prime Minister was absolutely ready to exit, if you see the entire setup which you're playing right now, it is not a question answer setup, Shreya. It's like you have finished your show, and then you say, okay, I'm done with the show, and say, oh no, I have something. And then if you don't answer because your show timing is getting over, you will say, I will say, oh, Shreya is a propaganda journalist. She doesn't even answer my question and she doesn't give me time. This is exactly what she needed, and this is what she's done.
So you're saying this is a hit job. You are saying this is a hit job. And you are saying this is a hit job that possibly could come from whom? Who ordered this hit job? I mean, this is a relatively unknown Norwegian journalist. She's not very well known in Norway either. Her newspaper has a total subscription of 14,000. 14,000. So I want to ask you who you think this hit job has come from. I hope not Rahul Gandhi or the India blog. क्योंकि वो फिर हजम करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा.
No. Let's not go there. I mean, I believe, the Indian democracy will be questioned, will be scrutinized over and over again, but we need a honest interrogator, not a stage one like this.
Okay.
And then, like how you have explained, 800 followers to 14,000, Indian left narrative, the Modi hating brigade. It's not this, it's not that. Whoever tries to put down Modi, they will try and amplify that, and that is exactly what has happened here as well.
And therefore, Nikhat Abbas, spokesperson of the Congress party, why is, as Sujata ji is saying, why is Rahul Gandhi trying to put down the Prime Minister at a time when he is on a foreign visit? This is a relatively unknown foreign journalist questioning India's press freedom, and Rahul Gandhi is amplifying it and saying that, look, this is a panicked Prime Minister, a compromised Prime Minister who's running away from questions. Where is the Prime Minister looking panicked or compromised to you, please?
I'll tell you, Shreya, absolutely, exactly, you nailed the point. First of all, I think we are going in too much depth and attention to this, that and other about the journalist from Norway. I think we're paying too much attention to that. The real question is much larger, that what was the basic question she asked? She just asked a very basic question to PM Narendra Modi, and the entire BJP has been just trying to behave as if she asked for the nuclear codes. And well, I do not expect anything from them, because I understand that one press conference, the real press conference, if Modi Modi ji conducts today in India, the facade, the PR facade of Modi ji would collapse, faster than the rupee. And Rahul Gandhi ji is not, he's just reiterating the fact as to what the condition of media today is in India. We are at the 157th number in World Press Freedom Index. Shreya, I mean, it gives me goosebumps.
Lagaiye bhai, wo visuals lagaiye.
Just
Please put that
imagine
graphic out.
that PM can be asked, a journalist can ask a question to PM Narendra Modi ji.
No, give me Nikat, I'm supporting you here. Give me a minute. What you're saying, I'm just asking my producers to put that on screen. We have an entire, listing and ranking. Let's put that out, please. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Shreya. Thank you so much, Shreya. And that's what, when we're on the 157th number, Shreya, it clearly means that we can just imagine that a journalist one fine day may ask Narendra Modi ji tough questions, dangerous questions, questions which will put him in spotlight and which will make him uncomfortable, questions without the cushions. I mean, I can just imagine that one fine day, maybe a journalist might, in a personal interview, ask Narendra Modi ji that why, when in 2020 the crude oil was as low as $20-30 per barrel, and the government of India, the Modi government, did not choose to give that benefit to the people of India. I mean, one fine day, maybe in imaginary world, a journalist will ask PM Narendra Modi ji that why is the excise duty on petrol is rising day by day. It was in 2014 just 9 rupees per litre. Today it is 32 rupees per litre. Maybe one fine day, PM Narendra Modi ji would be asked by the journalist that why is that India has become the capital of paper leaks? Why is that the students are committing suicide? Why is that Manipur has been burning? And PM Narendra Modi ji just maintains silence. These are the questions which
Tushar wants
to
to
be asked by
respond
Narendra
on that
Modi
question of the Prime Minister not having conducted even a single press conference.
That's the kind of journalism.
Nikat, let's get a response. Yeah, go ahead, Tushar.
Congress has been speaking about press freedom in India and how people who are against Narendra Modi are not allowed to voice their opinions.
Yeah.
And Nikat Abbas has made some important points. But here's the interesting thing. Nikat Abbas, for 2/3 of the BJP tenure in the last 12 years, was a part of the BJP. Then she changed parties, and every day she goes on every channel and spews venom against the government. But everyone respects her right to be critical of the government. So in India, you can change your parties
Tushar,
after 8 years of being with the BJP, then go and be critical of the BJP and Narendra Modi every day on television, and then say
Tushar, the question still remains. 1 minute, ye tu meme ke beyond, the question still remains. The fact is that the Prime Minister has not addressed a single press conference in his tenure, this tenure or the previous tenure.
No, how is the press conference a barometer of his efficiency or his connect with the people?
So he doesn't need to take questions from journalists in India? Is that what you're telling me?
He takes questions. No, he needs to take questions, but how are you making it a barometer for his efficiency or credibility? Who gives the journalist of India the right to decide that doing the press conference is a barometer for efficiency or credibility or integrity? Rahul Gandhi has been doing press conferences for the last 12 years. He's lost 98 elections. My problem is not that you are asking for a press conference. My problem is that you're making that press conference a barometer of integrity of the Prime Minister. That is where everyone is wrong.
Okay. Advocate Anmol Panwar, much has been said about the state of the press's freedom in India, right? And we've just pulled out these graphics. 157 is where India ranks, etc., etc. Not a very good ranking to be part of. There it is. We have China at 178. Eritrea is the last, 180, and Norway tops the charts, right? Your leaders are saying that the press is compromised. Not just the Prime Minister, India's press is compromised as well. One of your leaders, in fact, Sanjay Singh, has stepped out to say, and maybe we can put that tweet out, he's saying that, Madam, you are lucky. And he's addressing the journalist and saying, Madam, you are lucky. It's good that you're in Norway. If you were in India, aapke piche ED aa jati. My point is, you, which is the opposition, generally accuses the press of being unquestioning of the government, right? But have you seen the sort of coverage that has happened over the fuel hike? Have you seen the sort of, the sort of coverage that we are seeing over the NEET paper leak? Have you seen the sort of coverage that we are seeing over Twisha's suicide/death? अगर आप ये 3 stories तो हाल फिलहाल की हैं, it's not like the Indian press is not questioning.
I agree, Shreya ji, that the Indian press asks very difficult questions from Narendra Modi ji. By
हम भले ही उनसे रोजगार पे सवाल ना पूछते हो, हम बेरोजगारी पे सवाल ना पूछते हो, हम महंगाई पे सवाल ना पूछते हो, हम किसानों और युवाओं पे अत्याचार पे सवाल ना पूछते हो, लेकिन हम और गंभीर सवाल पूछते हैं। ये कोई विपक्ष को समझाए कि पत्रकारों ने कितने गंभीर सवाल पूछे हैं। एक ने पूछा था कि आप कौन सा टॉनिक लेते हो, आप थकते क्यों नहीं हो, व्हाई डोंट यू गेट टायर्ड। एक ने पूछा था मोदी जी आप आम कैसे खाते हो, काट के खाते हो या चूस के खाते हो।
That person
एक ने
was not
पूछा
a
था मोदी
journalist,
जी,
huh? He was Akshay Kumar.
यस, एक जर्नलिस्ट ने पूछा था मोदी जी आप, एक पत्रकार ने पूछा था मोदी जी आप अपनी जेब में बटुआ रखते हो या नहीं। और एक ने तो बड़ा बेहतरीन सवाल पूछा था कि आप इतना ट्रेवल करते हो, कौन सी शक्ति प्रेरित करती है आपको। अब इतने गंभीर सवाल आप पूछोगे मोदी जी से, एंड देन यू एक्सपेक्ट दैट विदाउट अ I mean, the biggest challenge he's facing is that he has never held a single unscripted interview, a press conference in the last 10 years, because without a teleprompter, he can't even utter a single word.
What is the larger point you're making? What is the larger point you're making?
Larger point I'm making is that in the World Press Freedom Index, which evaluates countries on the basis of media independence, censorship and political influence on the media, we are ranked 157 out of 180 countries.
Okay, very good.
इसीलिए गोदी मीडिया कहा जाता है हमारे देश की मीडिया को।
बिल्कुल।
सवाल पूछो देश के लोगों के लिए, उन युवाओं के लिए जिनके पेपर लीक हो रहे हैं।
सवाल नहीं पूछे गए? नीट पेपर लीक पे सवाल नहीं पूछे गए?
सरकार से ये पूछो कि
पेट्रोल और डीजल के फ्यूल हाइक पे सवाल नहीं पूछे गए?
में 10 आत्महत्या हो गई। प्रधानमंत्री जी से पूछना चाहिए था that why did he compromise the integrity and sovereignty of our country?
देखिए प्रधानमंत्री से तो सवाल तब पूछा जाएगा when he is accessible. The fact is, has the media not been asking questions of his government? You tell me that. Be fair. नीट के मामले में ले लीजिए या फ्यूल हाइक के बारे में ले लीजिए. Has the media not questioned the moves?
Year after year, paper leaks are happening. Where's the accountability? Why
what has
hasn't
the media been
Education
asking
Minister
for the
resigned?
last 1 week? Where is the accountability? What has the media been asking? Sujata ji, you want to come in here?
You know,
and just a minute.
10 seconds.
You spoke about, look, I'm not here to argue that we have the freest press in the world. You know, that will be hypocritical. But the fact is, एक minute, Anmol Panwar. The fact is that जरा आप अपने screen पे भी देख लीजिए. The Press Council of India has rejected the rankings that are actually done by an agency called Reporters Sans Borders simply because the sample size is too small. They speak to 150 individuals and 18 NGOs. उनसे पूछा गया, what is your methodology? They have remained opaque. So the Press Council of India itself has rejected these rankings, but anyhow, Sujata Pandey can come in here.
So I think ये गोदी मीडिया का थोड़ा सा, because there's a lot of, you know, when they don't have an argument, they say गोदी मीडिया, गोदी मीडिया. I think the real गोदी media existed before 24, Shreya, when people used to go and see the toilet of Rahul Gandhi, और people would कहा आपके favorite color क्या है और kitchen में क्या बन रहा है, orange marmalade बन रहा है, उसका live telecast करके people used to discuss कि orange marmalade होता क्या है. But खैर, let's not go there. The point is कि why are we validating a foreign journalist, you know, to say something so outrageous that there are minority rights violations when we have full constitutional right given to everybody irrespective of caste, creed, religion, everyone. When we have a track record, even there's a Supreme Court as told by the MEA person as well. And then this journalist goes on praising a country which has got the highest number of the human right violation. You ask a question, forget journalists, the businessman go disappear. The Alibaba founder went disappear. We had no idea where he was. So this journalist doesn't question it, but then they left tries to make a hero out of it. Why? Because it simply hates Modi. For anybody and everybody who puts down Modi, they become a hero for it, and that's a dangerous precedent. And also for the Press Freedom Index, and I think you have clarified it that the sample size is so small. For around 150 people, producers have a verdict on the media ecosystem, 390 million newspaper copies, 900 TV channels, and over 500 million internet users. And this you call it the Press Freedom Index. We rank below Pakistan. I'm asking, and anybody of this panel believe that we are below Pakistan or below Palestine or below Rwanda? I mean, this is a joke.
Nikhat,
we are discussing a joke here. That's all we are doing. You can disagree with Modi or question
in a country like India,
policy, but to make a hero out of a journalist who was absolutely non-existent, who's only doing Chinese lap dance, and you are telling that she is here to question that.
So now you're saying the hit job, it's a Chinese hit job. Is that the charge, that this was essentially a Chinese hit job, but then our relationship with China is on the mend? Has Xi Jinping ordered this hit job? आप सोच लीजिए आप क्या बोल रही हैं.
I'm not saying that, Shreya. Don't put your words. I'm just saying that there are narratives in this world. Now, in the world that we live in is a grey world, and we really don't know that such an orchestrated, perfect timed journalist who had no media presence, who had not written an article about India, who suddenly comes up, gets reactivates its Twitter account and then asks those questions which she had no answer, and when she's getting answered, she runs away.
No. She has answered. एक minute. She has answered. She has said she's not a spy and she's not on anyone's payrolls. But
no.
That is what she's put out on Twitter.
When she was getting answered, she kept on heckling the MEA.
That I agree was heckling. That I agree was not journalism. That was activism. Anyhow, अब अच्छा रुक तो जाइए, निगहत को जवाब तो देने दीजिए. 20 seconds निगहत.
Shreya, it really makes me laugh, and I've been laughing all this while when my friend was just speaking, which I do not understand that घर वालों को तो आपने कर ही रखा था. मतलब भारत में कोई अगर आपसे सवाल पूछ रहा है बीजेपी की सरकार से, तो आप उसे देशद्रोही बना देते हो. लेकिन please, stop doing that for other citizens from different and across the countries only because she or he asked the basic question from the Prime Minister of India. I mean, why is that the rupee has been falling? Why is that the petrol prices have been rising? Why is that LPG has become a luxury product? Why
yes,
is that?
Also, just to give a viewer's concept, that is the European tradition. When there is when there is an opportunity to question the prime ministers, or their leaders, they do that, especially when there are foreign dignitaries who are visiting. The format in Europe is for joint briefings to happen and questions to be taken. But anyhow, go ahead, Tushar.
He spoke of human rights violations in India, Shreya. Did she specify one? No. She said you need to take questions from the freest press in the world. Did she specify a question? No. On Twitter, everyone has been asking her at least specify the human rights violations that you wanted to question the Prime Minister about. She hasn't answered. We are talking of a professional heckler here. And Anmol made a very important point that journalists do not ask tough questions of the Prime Minister. But that is uniform across ministers. I remember one chief minister, he was actually choreographing his interview behind the scenes. कि ये वाला रखना, ये वाला काट देना, क्रांतिकारी, बहुत क्रांतिकारी.
अरविंद केजरीवाल की बात हो रही है. अरविंद केजरीवाल की बात हो रही है.
We remember clearly what's going on. But Shreya, again, I am not against the idea of the Prime Minister doing press conferences. If the journalists wanted asking it, is their complete right. I have a problem in which the manner in which she was conducting herself in front of the Prime Minister, in front of the MEA. Even in India, if Shreya tomorrow says that Modi has to do a press conference, I agree with Shreya. But if Shreya says that this is a barometer for his efficiency or his credibility or integrity, that is where I disagree with Shreya. It's that simple.
Anmol, last word to you and then we'll wrap it.
The nation remembers when Amit Shah ji, Home Minister, was questioned कि भाई आपने भ्रष्टाचारी को अपनी पार्टी में क्यों लिया? Then he answered कि अरे भाई इस तरह के सवाल नहीं किया करते. And also Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when Karan Thapar interviewed him, the embarrassed and nervous Modi walked out saying दोस्ती बनी रहे. तो यही जवाब मिल सकते हैं उनसे. इससे ज्यादा उनमें हिम्मत नहीं है कि वो देश के लोगों को संबोधित करके बता सकें कि इस देश के लोगों का खून क्यों चूसा जा रहा है, क्यों इस देश को प्रताड़ित किया जा रहा है, क्यों यहाँ पे जो है तेल गैस महंगी हो रही है, बेरोजगारी बढ़ रही है, महंगाई बढ़ रही है. उस पे कोई सवाल नहीं पूछ सकता कोई मीडिया. They can run a sustained campaign against the opposition parties, but they won't question that why this GDP, gas, diesel and petrol prices are hiking. Why is the Prime Minister under US pressure?
Since you are the one who said Godi media, Anmol, I gave you 20 seconds, you are taking 40 seconds. Since you are the one who spoke of Godi media and press freedom, and again, as I'm saying, I'm not someone saying that the situation is perfect for the press in India. But here's what I'm saying: if there was such a squeeze, if the entire media was actually Godi media, as you call it, I don't even understand frankly what it means. But if it were, would the opposition have managed to say all that they come and say every day on national prime time? Tell me that. आपको कभी किसी ने रोका है?
श्रेया जी,
और रोकना भी नहीं चाहिए. आप लोगों की आवाज जरूरी है इस डेमोक्रेसी में. But has anyone on this show or any other show stopped your voice or the Congress's voice? बताइए जरा.
As far as your show is concerned, I can say that you have never interrupted, but there are exceptions. Look at the other shows. We are witnessing it daily. We get interrupted after 10 seconds. बोलने भी नहीं दिया जाता, पूरा आवाज बंद कर दी जाती है. ये हो रहा है और पूरा देश देख रहा है इसे. ऐसा नहीं है, लोग बेवकूफ नहीं है. लोग सब देख रहे हैं।
चलिए, that's what we'll say. जनता है, सब जानती है. They've heard from all of you. I'm sure they can make up their own minds about what happened in Norway and after that what has happened in India. Tushar Gupta, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Sujata Pandey, thank you for your time. Nikat Abbas, good to see you, and good to see you, Advocate Anmol Panwar. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for watching. Slipping into a quick break. There's much more news on the other side. Do stay with us.